My name is Natalie and I will be doing a video tutorial on how to do a Brazilian wax, and hopefully this will help you to do your own wax at home. Now, disclaimer, this is just a video to give you some tips and individual results may vary. This video also mentions parts of the female anatomy, so if you feel uncomfortable with that, I advise that you stop watching. I will also have visuals or graphics of the female anatomy, so if that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's just a disclaimer to say what's going to be in this video. So with the female anatomy, we're going to look at which parts you want to wax. You have a pubis, which is the top part, the bony part. That's where your hairs would start. That's just below the belly button. Then you have labia majora, which are the big lips that make up part of your vagina. Then there's labia minora. Those are the inner lips. They're tinier. They are surrounding the softer tissue that's more sensitive. They are surrounding the areas including the clitoris and your vaginal opening. Some people like to leave a landing strip. Some people like to leave like a little triangle at the top. It's really depending on what you want. Most people prefer just to do the bikini wax. I will guide you through it. Hi guys, and I've been doing my Brazilian wax for the past 3 years. It's a lot cheaper. You find ways to save money, so this is one of them. To do my own Brazilian wax, you would need foam hard wax. I do not use Brazilian wax because those have ended up really bad in the past, and this is actually still pretty malleable. Like, it's still pretty flexible when it gets hard, so you can still put it off your skin. I also use a big tongue depressor. You can buy these in bulk on Amazon. A wax warmer that you use to melt your wax in. You have to melt this at least an hour in advance and then turn the temperature off to low, otherwise you're gonna burn yourself. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start my wax. First, start from the outer edges, so you will start in your bikini line. That's where you should typically start. I'm going to go ahead and just get a decent amount of wax on my tongue depressor or my spatula, and I'm going to go ahead and just apply it in a downward motion, my inner thigh, because you want to put it in the direction of the hair growth. So if your hair grows down, you're going to put it down to the direction of the hair. When you pull it off, then you have to pull in the opposite direction. So you have to make sure that it's hard to attach, so it's no longer sticky. If it's completely hard, that's hard. So what I actually had to do a previous time, I had to use my hair dryer and just warm up my wax because I couldn't pull it off. It was just too painful. If your hair is super long, you haven't done a Brazilian wax before, I would suggest going to a salon first and just getting it done the first time professionally, so that when you want to do it yourself, it's easier to maintain when your hair is shorter. Okay, so it's hard to detach, and I'm pulling it off, and you can see hairs coming out. So usually when I do this, I sit down on a towel, and like I'm doing my bikini line right now, but when I do the actual pubic part, I use baby powder, and I just use a cotton round, just kind of put some baby powder on it. You can use your hand just to make sure that all the areas aren't moist, because the wax doesn't adhere to the hair when your pubic area is still moist. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the other side of the bikini line. I usually just get some wax and I just roll it so it's evenly on the spatula, the tongue depressor, and apply in a small section to my bikini line. Now you want to make sure that you apply thick enough. This is probably what I would apply it to. If it's too thin, then it ends up not grasping all the hairs. So you want to make sure that you have just enough wax on there. And if you have been doing waxing for a long time and you're confident in your waxing skills, you can just go ahead and apply the other side, but you feel you have missed some hairs. It's easier if you apply it in small sectional strips, about, I would say, 1 inch to maybe 2 inches. Depends on your waxing skills. If you're starting out and you're doing waxing for the first time, hopefully second, then I would definitely go ahead and just, like, this is what my section. I've been doing waxing my own waxing for 3 years now, so I'm not anticipating the pain. You can see all the hairs came out. That's for my bikini line. Now I do have very fair hair, so I hope you can see it on the camera. So as I'm going to pull, I'm going to show you, I pull from the bottom upwards. And you actually have to hold your inner thigh as well, so your skin has to be taut. And that's all the hairs that came out. This is the width of my strip. Your pubic part waxing, you would need your baby powder. I just apply my baby powder with my hand. You can use cotton round. Sometimes you might have to reapply it because sometimes some of the baby powder disappears, so you can actually moist. I'm just going to go ahead and just apply that and a little bit more. So make sure you apply to your pubic bone, that's the top section. Make sure that you apply to your labia, and also make sure that you apply the parts that you want to wax. Okay, so I applied the powder that I need. I would use a spatula, and for this part I actually use smaller sections because there's typically more hairs on there, so I would start from the outer side and just apply a small long section to one side. Because I'm trying to save time, I might just go ahead and do the other side as well. If you are new to this, I wouldn't suggest 2 sides at the same time. If you are confident and your pain tolerance level is high, you can just go ahead and do it simultaneously. Wait for it to actually dry and become hard. I'll just show you what my section looks like when I'm done with it. I'm actually standing, you guys, because if I'm sitting, then I don't have anything to attach my camera with, so bear with me. So what I do, I actually use an L shape, and my thumb goes on my pubic bone, and then my index finger goes onto my thigh, and that's how I actually hold it like this, and I pull my skin taut. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull upwards. So that's that. And this is the width of my strip. So most of this part was on my bikini line, so you would have to need a good place to get enough grip. If you apply all the wax on hair and you try and just pull the top off to get a grip and then pull it, it's more painful. So I decided to overlap certain parts so I don't experience as much pain. You do get used to it. It's just an easier method if you're starting out to wax yourself. So for this part, all of this was overlap. That part has hairs on it. Alright, so far so good. You would go inner to the labia, but you have to do it gradually. So this does take time. Start from the outer side. You would go inner, but the last part that you would actually do, you would do your labia. That's your lips of your vagina. You would do that last. So always outward, the inner parts. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching.